Welcome to another video for the unit circle. In this video, we're going to be discussing the radians. Memorizing the radians as we go around the unit circle. This one's a little bit more tricky than the coordinates because with the coordinates, if you recall, you only have to memorize the upper right-hand quadrant and then understand how the coordinate system works to understand what the other coordinate points are. This one, hopefully, you'll find just as intuitive. We're going to be going around the whole circle this time. We're not just going to isolate one particular quadrant. So we start off with our 0 radiant at this point, okay? And then all the way around to the halfway point, that's a whole pi, okay? That's pi. So that means the halfway point up on the top is half pi. It's safe to think of each point, each coordinate, as being a half pi. So you start from 0, half, to a full. So that means that's 2 halves. So 2 over 2 is 1 pi, right? And then you go to the next half, that's 3 pi, that's 3 halves, right? That's 3 pi over 2. So that means that the next point is going to be 4 pi over 2, which simplifies into 2 pi. So a full 306 degrees in our unit circle gives us 2 pi, starting from 0 to 2 pi. All right, now, let's get into the middle parts that are a little bit more tricky. So again, here's our 4 points, and I've unsimplified them, right? Now, memorizing and understanding that this is a sixth, 1/6 pi, right? This is 1/6, this is 2/6, okay? And then this would be 3/6. So every 30 degrees around our circle, we have a sixth of a pi. And the next 30 degrees is 4 pi, 5 pi, and then 6 pi. 6 over 6 is just pi, as you recall from the previous. 7 pi, 8 pi, 9 pi, 10 pi, 11 pi, and you guessed it, 12 pi, which again simplifies into 2 pi. So instead of memorizing each particular point, if you can understand that every 30 degrees you have 1/6 of a pi as you go up every 30 degrees, then you just have to memorize, from 1 pi or 1/6, 1 pi over 6, all the way 360 degrees to 12 pi over 6, every 30 degrees, right? So you don't have to actually memorize all this. So if I would have had this when I was back in high school, memorizing the unit circle, even in college when I had to rememorize the unit circle, this would have been a lot easier to understand this little concept here instead of memorizing. I actually memorized each one, and I spent a lot of time, printing out and rewriting the unit circle, when if I would have just known this, it would have been much easier. Okay, so now we're going to simplify because let me back up here. Oops. Let me simplify them now. So look at all the ones that need to be simplified. 2 over 6 simplifies to 1 over 3, and then 3 over 6 simplifies into a half. Okay. And then 4 over 6 simplifies into 2 over 3 pi. And 5 over 6 pi doesn't simplify, so that stays how it is. And then this simplifies into just pi. And then 4 over 3, oops, let me back up. And then 8 over 6 pi, 8 pi over 6 simplifies into 4 over 3. 9 over 6 simplifies into 3 over 2. So I go through each one of them. After I've done my whole 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 to 12, I go back over each one of these and I simplify the ones that can be simplified. So it simplifies into 2 pi. Okay. Now, so if I go up to my middle point, my pi over 2, that's half of a pi. Then that means at the 45 degree mark, that's a fourth of a pi. That's 1 over 4 pi. Okay, and again, this is 2 over 4 pi, so that's half. And I have 3 over 4 pi. And this would be 4 over 4 pi, which simplifies into just pi. This would be 5 pi over 4. So this is my 5th quarter, if you will. And then my 6th quarter would be 6 over 4 pi, which simplifies into 3 over 2. And then my 7th, 4 over 7. And then 8 over 4, which again simplifies into 2 pi. So I hope this was helpful in understanding the different ways that you can look at the radians. Instead of memorizing all the different radians, you can break it up into your halves, into your sixths, and then into your fourths of the unit circle, and then it actually goes all the way around, and it simplifies for you, and it makes it easier to understand how you get the radians in each one of these points. Okay, I hope that was helpful, and good luck in your studying.